Welcome to episode 21 of the Millennovator podcast, where today we are diving into some of the software and hardware that we use to have a successfully run business. These are the things that you need on the top of your Christmas or 2018 New Year's Day gift list. You're listening to the Millennovator podcast, where we host the most innovative millennial entrepreneurs, and you learn the secret tips, proven tricks, and profitable tools they have picked up from entrepreneurial infancy to straight up business empire, and every stage in between. And now, your hosts and money millennovators, Jonathan and Will.
Give me the right now, go right now. I'm trying to sit it now, go right now. We trying to get it now, go right now.
Hey, Jonathan.
William.
Merry December.
Merry December to you.
You know, we thought many a time, what can we put in our podcast right before that Christmas season? And finally, you and I were like, let's scrap that. We're coming up with our top things that you need on your list to grow your side hustle. Because why not? Why would you invest in something else like a calendar of dogs on trees or goats on trees, whatever that really funny calendar is? You need to be investing in things that
you need more things.
You need more things. I can't stand that word. You need to be investing in tools and software and hardware
tools
that grow your business this Christmas and this early 2018 season. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. And certainly Jonathan and I have learned that the hard way.
Yes, we have.
But have grown from it. And this business is what it is today. And we have a podcast here for you, dedicated for you today because of it.
So before we dive into that, let's, 'tis the season of Christmas.
Yeah, and we don't have like peppermint cream or anything. This is kind of lame.
Yeah, we're just going straight cream and sugar on them. I would love to know what everyone's doing for Christmas, but since this isn't live, I can't do that. But I'll tell you what I'm doing for Christmas. So I grew up with my wife in Panama City, Florida, so we are actually going down to Panama City.
What's the beach like around Christmas?
Filled with snowbirds.
Snowbirds.
Old Canadians.
Canadian geese?
Yeah, old Canadian
Do they
people.
drive slow? Like, is that miserable?
Oh, dude, it's bad. So it's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they don't know where they're going, or if they
The
do, they're in
AARP
no
club
hurry
joined
to
you.
get there. But yeah, we're going down. Supposed to be pretty warm, so we'll see how that goes. I have had many Christmas and Christmas Eve in Panama City in my shorts and T-shirt, so could happen again. What about you?
Well played, sir. I am going to be hanging out here with Haley, my fiance's fam.
Nice.
Got some good stuff on the menu I'm going to make. Those of you that don't know me
Willie D is a cook.
personally in the kitchen, yeah, that's something that I jam on. I dig. It's kind of like a stress reliever for me getting in the kitchen cooking. So I am should be baking the turkey, as well as
look at this
a
guy.
homemade green bean casserole. Haley can't get enough on mashed potatoes, so
We
we're
have different
throwing those in
roles.
too.
We have different roles during those times, like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Rolls
Will-
like physical bread rolls?
No,
or
rolls like you are
jobs?
very involved in the cooking, and I'm more of a taste tester. Like, hey, Jonathan,
Yeah.
come up here and taste this. And I happily fulfill that role.
Tamara can cook though, and she fills that role for you guys.
Yeah,
so.
my wife can definitely cook. So anyway, we're very looking forward to today's episode. Again, I just want to be able to give you all the tools that we use and just
Yeah.
explain those a little bit and really dive into how we utilize those tools. And really, like we've said before, do it on the cheap for the
Yeah,
most
so,
part.
and we're going to take this pretty quick. Those of you that are listening, head over to millennovator.com/ep021 to get all the links and like deets on all of these pieces of software and hardware that
Bro.
we use.
Our podcast episodes are legal age now.
Look at that. They can do so many more, just take advantage of life. It's amazing what they can do now. Our podcast is not a young baby anymore. It's growing up
You're
into
out of our teens.
a young man. But seriously, those of you that are listening and you're like, okay, I could use this stuff, and you're not going to remember the names. There's no way you're going to remember like the Audio-Technica ATR 211 USB cardioid. That's ridiculous.
What language was that?
Exactly. I don't expect you to remember that. Head over to the site, millennovator.com/ep021 to dive in, get some links to purchase these things if you decide this is exactly what I need. So without further ado, let's dive in, man. Let's talk about software, some of the software that we use first.
Let's do it.
First of all, we're not going to cover everything on the list, just kind of the high notes and what we've kind of found as game changers. Right? So the first thing you need, if you are starting a solopreneur business and you're getting things off the ground, you need to be able to form relationships with people face-to-face as well as digitally. And we do that through email. You can do that through SMS. You can do that through calling, through voice message drops. There's so many many different ways. Focus on email first, put together a few automated campaigns, and then send some blasts out to your audience. Talk to them, get to know them. There's so many different email API systems you can use. You can use MailChimp. You can use Constant Contact. You could use Infusionsoft. You could use Aweber. We use ConvertKit.
The main thing with this, and probably a thing that's going to run through a lot of what we talk about today, just do your research on what you need specifically and then find the best product for yourself. Like some people like MailChimp because it's super easy.
I disagree with that though. I don't think it is that easy. But you're right. Most people that do purchase it say it's easier. It's MailChimp.
But they don't know anything else, so they think it's easy. Ooh.
Yeah, for sure. So we use ConvertKit. ConvertKit is super rockstar awesome. They also allow you to have forms that people submit and fill out, and they can do all sorts of stuff on your website other than just email. ConvertKit starts at $29 a month. I think that's for under 1,000 or 3,000 subscribers. So if you're just getting started, you're good on that. If you've got a couple thousand people on your email list already, I think it bumps up to like 39 or 49. It's not a huge difference. Just know that if you're anywhere under like 8,000 subscribers, it's not going to totally crush you. By the way, if you have 8,000 subscribers, you need to be taking advantage of that list by offering them products. If you're not doing that yet, shoot us an email. We will help you. That's millennovator@gmail.com. The second thing, you want to take over that one?
Yeah, let me talk about the second thing.
By the way, this is one of my favorite startups. They're out of Atlanta. Love this group.
Yeah,
we hope to have them on soon.
I think I could argue with Will that this is one of the most important tools that we have.
Dude, talk about a game changer since we've implemented this.
It really is. So it's called Calendly, and it's pretty much a calendar scheduling application, I guess, or I guess it's software.
It's just a URL.
Yeah, essentially what you're doing is, I think everyone can relate to how much time is wasted trying to set up meetings. Hey, you want to meet at this time? Emails back and forth, phone calls, trying to set up meetings. Where Calendly is, you get your own simple URL, so it can be calendly.com. For me, it's like /Jonathan M or something like that.
And for us, it's /Millennovator.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I can send them this link, and they can go on, and I have several different meeting types they can choose from, and it shows them all the times and days available.
And that corresponds with your Google personal calendar, so that if you block off, oh crap, I've got to go see Tamara at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock to get a haircut, then bam, that's not showing up on your Calendly.
Yeah, exactly. And you can kind of specify certain days that you don't want meetings. It's very specific on how you can organize that. But
and not to mention it, you can set up like email automated reminders like two days before, a day before.
So clutch.
You will never have someone stand you up for another meeting with Calendly. And also, you don't email them and you're like, hey, what about 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 4 o'clock next week?
Yep.
And then they come back to you. They're like, 4 o'clock sounds good. 48 hours later, well, you've got a 4 o'clock now.
Right.
How about 3 o'clock? It's a disaster. That's the last thing you need. When getting out there and getting new business, you need to make it easy for someone to trust you and get access to you.
But the biggest game changer, I think, for us, besides the email, reminders, is that you can do it for teams. So Will mentioned earlier that we have a Millennovator Calendly. And so essentially what it does is it syncs my calendar with Will's. And if somebody wants to schedule a meeting with us together, we send them our Millennovator link.
Yeah.
And it syncs with both of our calendars. So if neither one of us are available, if maybe I'm available but Will isn't, it won't let them have that meeting time. We have to both be available. I'm telling you guys, it is clutch.
Yeah, and we use that for webinar meetings with people that we work with on Facebook ads. We use that for podcasts like Story Uncovery to interview our guests that are on the show. They go through a small process. We use that for actually setting up podcast meetings, recordings. We use it all the time, and that is the best $10 a month, I think, that comes out of our business.
No doubt.
So keep in mind, that's $10 a month. That's Calendly that we use. Number 3. One of my favorite pieces of software.
I gotta say, Will should have like a PhD in this next one.
And I'm only gonna cover this briefly, but guys, if you don't know Canva, you have got to get on Canva. That's Canva. Yeah, anything that you see on our website that is an image or that's created, or on our Facebook or anything like that, I create all of that for free in Canva. Now, I will admit, little caveat, I did upgrade to the $12 a month service like 2 months ago, only because I appreciate them so much. Seriously, I did not need that to spend that. I do not need to spend that $12 a month. It's not a necessary. It does allow you to like resize some things quickly or whatever, but I just appreciated Canva so much, and I've been using them like the last like 3 years, that I decided, you know what, I've got to give back to this company. So again, Canva allows you to create Facebook posts, PowerPoint slides. I mean, everything you can design in Canva and make it look so, so good. They've got awesome templates that give you a launchpad to start from. We use all of our webinar slides from Canva. Nearly everything that we create that you see on a screen is high definition. It looks incredible, and it's free from Canva.
Yeah, I would say this is probably ties with maybe one or two other ones for like the most used tool that we use that you're gonna hear of today. Like,
Yeah, I'm not
Will
sure we could
uses
go
it.
on without Canva.
No, yeah, Will uses it. I use it. Will uses it a lot more than I do, but we both utilize this tool a lot.
Yeah. So if you'd like, step up to the $12 account. That's a little bit of a, pat on the back. If you want to get a premium account, you can, but get in there and get a free account and use it often. There's a video on our YouTube channel under the tips, tricks, and tools playlist. That's YouTube. Just search Millennovator. That is diving into Canva. It's a really good tutorial for you starters out there. How about we get into a little bit of web development?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about how we host, where we build web pages, all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So hosting, we host through Bluehost. There's, again, very similar to the email systems. There are
So
1,000.
many, yep.
HostGator, there are literally 1,000 places that you could host a website.
So many places.
We host through Bluehost. That's $2.95 a month.
So much.
Yeah, right. It's ridiculously cheap. You can get onto Bluehost, go to the site, or go to this show notes on millennovator.com/ep021 to find the link to get onto Bluehost. There are a few affiliate links, by the way. So an affiliate basically means like, hey, we use this, we support this, and that company pays us if you sign up by clicking our link. Those are Bluehost, ConvertKit, and Lead Pages. So if you guys do click those, just know we may get a little kickback and a commission on that, but only because we love you and this is in your best interest. We use all of the things that we have affiliates for. So if you need to host a website, which if you have a website, you do have to host it, I would go through Bluehost. I appreciate them. There are 1,000 ways you can do it though. Now, next, web pages. How do you make things look good? A lot of people don't have a website developer. I get that. And we've created the Side Hustle Site Launch. If you want, you can go to millennovator.com/side hustle site launch to download that, or you could go to Side Hustler. Either one. Those we create through Lead Pages. So everything that we make, virtually everything that we make online, comes through a drag and drop template of software called Lead Pages.
And guys, I want to say real quick, if you want to talk about a tool that is easy to use, it seems like something like this, once you figure out what it is, that it would be super complicated, but Will, I think you can attest, Lead Pages makes it pretty easy.
It's pretty ridiculously easy. Yeah, I mean, seriously. And the minimum account with them, I think it's like $300 annually. It's a little bit more per month, like maybe like $49 or something per month. Mm-hmm. But it's nothing. And considering like you could go to your spouse and say, hey, for this year, I would love like a Lead Pages account. Dive in there and learn. You can build incredibly, not only do they look great, but they do the job, right? Like these pages have been tested by like millions of users to say that this is the template you need to get a prospect, to get a lead. And basically all that means is somebody is putting their email address in. And then you're using ConvertKit, as we mentioned earlier, to email those people to continue to remind them about what you do and how you do it and the value that you can place in their life. Lead Pages is super, super solid. I love Lead Pages. One of the best investments I've made in our business.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. It's definitely taken some of the things that we do to a new level, and I don't really know what we would have done without it.
Yeah, it's been huge. Second thing, that an alternative or an add-on to Lead Pages, if you're a baller, is ClickFunnels. So a lot of you in digital marketing know Russell Brunson. ClickFunnels basically is Lead Pages, but more organized. So you have like one funnel, which may include like 5 different pages that user would walk through, and 2, once they get on the page, enter their email address, that kind of stuff. So ClickFunnels is very similar. It's a little bit more flex, right? Like there's a little bit more mass and meat to it.
Yeah, a little bit more of a learning curve maybe.
A bit more of a learning curve too, I would agree. But it's still drop and drag, and it's still very simple once you get in there and learn it. So you could sign up for ClickFunnels at $97 a month, or you can sign up and have email like integrated with that, as well as affiliates for $297 a month. Now, Jonathan and I aren't as concerned with the affiliate of ClickFunnels yet because I don't know enough about ClickFunnels to say I totally endorse this is the right thing for you to do. I do love it. We have the $97 package. I like it a lot. I guess you could say that I do love it, but I'm not sold on the email side of ClickFunnels. So
we're still going back and forth.
Yeah,
We're
I
trying to
use the
figure out what's best for us.
$97 version of ClickFunnels and integrate the email with ConvertKit.
Yeah. And again, I want to say that you have to, just like I said at the beginning, you have to realize what you're trying to do for your business and figure out there's a lot of different tools here that we've already mentioned, and some of them have different packages, I guess you can get.
No doubt.
Figure out what package is best for you. I mean, sometimes you might not need the upper package, but sometimes you will. And really just going through and seeing, like we've mentioned a lot, how many things have we mentioned so far? Maybe
4,
like 7
5,
or 8.
6, yeah.
Something like that. And a lot of them, you have to pay for. Now, a lot of these are very cheap, but I want to stress to you real quick, you got to spend money to make money.
No question.
Now, I said, we're putting some of the cheaper options on here that we feel like they're not just cheap, they're really good tools that we use. But you have to get to a point where you're like, okay, some of these things I have to invest in myself and my business and just really get after it to take it to the next level. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. And there's and like you mentioned, Jonathan, and I've told you this before, like I basically put golf on hold the last year. I redirected any cash that I was spending in that hobby and put it towards our business because I was like, okay, well, I need to take this serious, and what can I do to like pump extra money in? What can I cut out? And I bought these types of tools, and we have been buying these types of tools. And so sometimes that's just what it takes. Like make a sacrifice for 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, and utilize some of that extra cash on frivolous things that you're spending, redirect it towards your side hustle, you're going to see results, I promise you. Now, this is going to be a rapid fire software round, so we're going to go over these really quick. All of these are totally free.
Yeah, we're going to go in the free zone here for a little bit.
Hit them.
All right, first, we got QuickTime for Mac.
Yeah. What do you do with QuickTime?
Now, QuickTime, for me, I utilize it all the time. I know Will utilizes it a lot for video. For me, I do a lot of screen video, like
recording.
What would you call that? Screen recording? Yeah. Thank you. Screen recording, it's a great way to send people videos, like especially how-tos. Utilize it a lot in the office. I know Will utilizes it a little bit different than I do probably.
Well, no, pretty similarly. I mean, if you go onto the Side Hustle site launch, I basically did that whole tutorial. There's like 7 videos of how to get a website up and running in less than 24 hours. I utilized QuickTime face-to-face as well as screen recording. So yeah, awesome. I mean, that's a great way to do it. And then I edit those movies in iMovie. iMovie is totally free. I've made some decent movies through iMovie.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a-okay for a starter to only use iMovie.
I think a lot of people have a negative connotation towards that because it's like, oh, it's iMovie, it's free on your computer if you have a Mac, I guess. But guys, you can get a lot done with iMovie.
Completely agree. It's not worth spending the few $100 on like Adobe or anything like that.
There's a point for that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But until you get to that point, there is no shame in using iMovie.
Totally agree. The next thing that I use often, well, why don't you cover this one? You like this one.
Unsplash.
Yeah.
So is that Unsplash Me? Is that what it is?
It's Unsplash. I think it is me, but go to the site or our show notes to see that, or you could just Google Unsplash.
Guys, you're always looking for photos to use. As you can see on our site, we use photos a lot for our podcasts, for our blogs. This is free stock photos.
But not like corporate-y, crappy stock photos.
No, these are awesome
like
photos.
Almost like great Instagram, like style-worthy photos.
And there's a ton to choose from.
Yeah.
And we utilize this site all the time.
Everything.
I wouldn't say that anybody would look at the photos we use on our site and say, oh, those are stock photos. We don't always use these photos, but we do a lot. These are great, good-looking photos for free that will look awesome on your site or whatever you're using them for.
Yep. That's a huge one. Grammarly.
This is Willie D's.
Let's talk about how terrible of a typer I am and how terrible my grammar is. Maybe not verbally, but on paper, it's awful. So Grammarly is totally awesome. Just get the free version. You can install a plugin, whether you're in Google Chrome or in Firefox. Grammarly checks everything you write in email, everything you write on Word, everything you write on sales page, everything you write in email copy. Like it's amazing, and it gives you suggested corrections, and it also tracks like how much you typed and wrote that month, so you can see, or that week, so you can see, oh crap, like I've been slacking. No wonder, like I've got to get on top of it and write more blogs or write more email copy or whatever it is. So Grammarly is awesome. Please do use that.
Zoom webinars.
Zoom.
I don't have a whole lot of experience in this.
Yeah, I'll cover Zoom quickly. Zoom is just a webinar platform. A lot of people are like, webinar platforms are so expensive. They can be, no doubt. Like Webinar Jam is like $300 a month. It's crazy. The analytics you get on it are awesome. But what you need to get started, especially if you're going virtual, if you're recording webinars or having people virtually to do sales calls with, just hop on Zoom. It sends them a link that's really easy to access. It's totally 100% free. Do Zoom. That's all I got to say.
Yep, and then the last one in this little part of the segment is YouTube. Now, I would venture to say that a lot of you out there listening probably know how to use YouTube fairly well. It seems like YouTube is a very...
well, maybe they know how to use it as a consumer, but not as a creator.
That's true. So why don't you give them a little bit of that side, Will?
Yeah, well, and if you guys need help setting up a good-looking YouTube channel, shoot us an email at millennovator@gmail.com. I've got a few tips I can give you. Also, if you go to the show notes at millennovator.com/ep021, I have an entire SEO guide that you can download on that page. This is a really awesome guide on how to structure the titles of your videos so that people find them organically.
Yeah, Will's worked pretty good on our YouTube channel, and I'm liking it.
It looks
pretty good.
Yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, get on there. It's Millennovator.
Subscribe.
YouTube is beautiful. It's a great way to take prospects onto your website. I love everything about YouTube. That's all I'm going to say. Let's dive into the hardware.
Hardware.
We are talking into 2 microphones.
We are.
We use, first of all, let me preface. I think it's very important to have a really good mic. Good video is crap video without good audio. And that's just the case. Crap video with good audio is actually good video. So you have got to have a decent microphone. And I'm not saying you have to go out and spend $400 on a really awesome Healy Pro. Just get a decent microphone. So Jonathan and I are using Blue Yetis, which actually,
we're about to
are pretty good starter mics, but I'm not going to necessarily tell you to buy that off the bat. We like these mics. They have different opportunities to control different things within it. The settings are a little more intense, but there's a bit of a learning curve there. You can buy those mics for around $100 to about $130. I got the all black one, so of course it's
So Will has the all black one. I'm actually utilizing somebody's in our office. It's not even mine, and I am about to go to the next microphone that we're going to talk about on our list, which is the Audio Technica.
Yeah, and you're going to make me go there too.
Yeah, so that's the direction I'm about to go. Audio Technica ATR 2011 USB cardioid. Again, all that'll be in the show notes, so don't try to think you have to write that down. A little bit cheaper version, $64, which, guys, for a good mic, that's a great price.
And these are mics that are USB, so you don't need to go buy a mixer. You don't need to go buy all this stuff. You just plug it right into your computer. Super duper easy to use. They even come with pop filters. The Audio Technica one does. Great starter mic for all people. I would encourage you to pick that one up first.
Yep.
And then there is a really cool, a lot of people film. We're going to get into cameras in just a second. That's actually our next step. But a lot of people film with their iPhone or their Android, and no shame in that.
If you got a newer iPhone, like a a 7 or I guess now an 8 or a 10 or X or whatever.
Make sure you're shooting on 1080 and 60 FPS. But
it looks good, man.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful cameras. And so with that, the mic sucks. Let's be honest. The mic is
not the best.
The mic is not good. So all you've got to do is grab the Audio Technica ATR 350IS lavalier phone mic. That is a really, really great microphone. People that have millions of followers, the Tim Ferrisses, the Pat Flints, those guys are using
the boss players.
This mic. You don't have to have a $400 lavalier phone mic, okay? This is $19. Plugs right into your phone. It's awesome for shooting with iPhone and Android. And that's a really, really solid option, and I would encourage you to do so. Also, it has a splitter where you can plug in a second one if you did an interview style or something like that. We're getting more into the content production. But those of you out there, some of you want that. You can film your own really great commercial with a decent camera, a decent mic like that, and some decent lighting. So let's dive into the camera.
Let's go Logitech on them.
We haven't brought up Logitech yet.
We haven't.
This is a great webcam, by the way.
Logitech C920, and we've used this webcam for
3-4 years.
Yeah, wow.
I remember I bought it when I originally bought it. It was $105. This thing's $45 today. And it is still the best. It is still the best webcam on the market.
Yeah, so we use this webcam a lot. Like any webcam, it just clips on the top of your computer.
Or you could throw it on a tripod.
Oh yeah, we
do
have
that too.
We have a little mini tripod. It's actually a pretty cool little tripod, I gotta say. Utilized very well. Obviously, it's USB. You stick it in your computer, like any other webcam. Super easy to use. Only difference is the picture is amazing.
And it's wide. It's a wide angle camera, so you get a lot more of the background and a lot more of like if you've got some good stuff behind you, you pick more up, so that you don't look like it's just the camera's going up your nostrils, which is a disaster sometimes with webcams.
And we do have a Mac tip for them.
Yeah, Mac tip. Download the webcam settings app in iTunes, in the store, and so you can set presets in that. You can like get the gain right, the lighting right, the like autofocus right. It's clutch.
Yeah, so that way you're not just doing a plug and hope. You're actually being able to set custom settings on there.
Yeah, because it does look good as when you just plug it in, but you can dial that thing in with webcam settings. Speaking of dialing things in, video is not good video without good audio and good lighting. So you've got to have pretty decent lighting. I'm actually going to start backwards here. I originally bought a ring light. That was the newer dimmable 18-inch ring light, and it came with a stand and a kit, and awesome. I loved this light.
It's bright.
Until
it's a bright light.
The light bulb went out. And now I'm like, well, frick, like, where do I get a light bulb like this? I got it on Amazon.
Where do I get a circular light bulb?
I mean, it's kind of frustrating, and it can't be too bright. And so, the ring light is beautiful. It works amazing. And I highly suggest getting one. I really do. But there's some other options too. So again, the newer dimmable 18-inch ring light and stand kit, you can search Amazon for that, or you can go to millennovator.com/ep021 to get access to that link. None of these are affiliate links, by the way. These are just straight up links of where I've bought. So that's one option. You could get the ring light, or
we have the softbox lighting kit.
Yeah.
I remember when we got this.
That's a good one.
It's pretty awesome. So I'm just going to say, Will kind of geeks out on video, which he's really good at it. And like you said before, part of that is going to be like a big part of it. You ever see somebody like have great video content and it looks good, but they just got boo-boo lighting? And
it's not even great.
So,
yeah.
I mean, when we're talking about this lighting right here, I just want to preface that don't underestimate good lighting. I know he kind of said that before.
Yeah.
But when we got this, so it's the Limo Studio 700W.
Yeah.
Softbox lighting kit.
Yeah, and softbox is important because that way you're not just like neon in the image, right? Like it looks like you're in natural light. And by the way, like lighting tip, if you're in front of a window, that's really all you need. Face the window, put the camera back to the window so the lens is going with the window. You're in the light of the window. It will look beautiful.
Don't ever, this should be common knowledge, but don't ever face the camera towards the window.
Please.
Because you'll just have a silhouette.
Yeah.
Unless that's what you're going for.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like in my studio at my house, the desk is, the window is facing me, right? So the light is on me. So really you don't need this kind of stuff all the time. But goodness gracious, does it help, especially if you're having a side hustle. You're not necessarily, filming this kind of stuff or having sales webinars and things like that during the day. It's at night, and I get that. So you need the softbox lighting kit. That Limo Studio one is like $59, $60. Solid option.
Solid.
And again, when we say good lighting, I'm not talking about, you could spend a lot of money on lighting. $60, $100, that's really all you need to spend.
Yeah,
okay?
That's not bad, guys.
Yeah. And then the last thing I'm going to say is the newer dimmable LED panel. I do not have this. This has been...
I was sitting here thinking, do we have
Dude,
that?
this has been in my Amazon wish list for months. Like I'm talking about like 8 or 10 months. I really, really want this. I've read amazing things. I've seen incredible video tutorial. Basically, this is similar to the ring light in that it's dimmable, but it is a square panel and it just has like 100 LED little lights on it.
Can y'all tell that Will geeks out about this?
Oh, dude, it's amazing. So this is like $82. You're kind of stepping up with that. I would say if you do LED, it's nice to have softbox also. So, you're talking about $82 plus $60. That's decent money. Again, you don't have to have these things. You can use natural light from a window and it will look really good. But a lot of you are doing these things at night and you are going to need some good lighting. Another little at-home trick, if you have some like stand lights, the tall ones that stand up, they get like 3 lights attached to it. Just face all of those towards you and right behind the camera, and that will help. Do something.
Turn your Christmas lights as high as they'll go, and face those.
Anything. Like, dude, some of the first videos I made for Uprooted, which is this travel company that I created a couple of years ago, I looked back. Actually, Haley Jonathan sent me a video, and it was a disaster. She was like, you
Really?
have come so far in 2 years.
Well, that's awesome. That's great to hear.
But in that video, I was using just straight up, I was like, dude, the lighting looks good. And I remembered I was just using like a stand light at my house, like a literal like black that I bought at like Walmart. Not for that purpose, but I had it. So I was like, I'll just do this. I took the shades off my lamps and faced the lamps toward. It's the hustle. Like
Utilize what you got.
Utilize what you got.
So you can afford something better.
So again, I hope that this list of software and hardware tools has helped you guys. These are things that I would say, if you have a Christmas list, if mom and dad are eager to buy you, if your sister's eager to buy you a couple gifts, if you've got some, in-laws that are like, hey, what should I get you this year? Go through this list and think about it. Think about how you can redirect some of these gifts or some of these ideas or some of these like treats for yourself, right? Like we all buy Christmas gifts for ourselves to increase business for your side hustle. Because why would you not want to invest in yourself and these tools that are investing in yourself to grow, one, you, right, as a person, as an entrepreneur, but two, to grow your business. And hopefully this helped. Yeah,
you got to stand out. And these are some tools that we feel like will help you do that. And obviously, I'm sure there's better tools out there in some of these things, but this is just a stepping stone, just like anything else. Just like Will saying he took the lampshades off his lights and pointed them at himself. It's a stepping stone, and you gradually get better, and you gradually, can afford and utilize bigger and better products. So I think these are great places to start, and some of these tools we'll probably be using for a long time. So just always remember.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
We're going to re-up that Lead Pages subscription here in March, and I can't wait to pay that $300.
Yep.
In fact, I'm going to up it to the premium, which is like more like $500 or $600. But it's so worth it. So those of you, there are ways to get around some of these things, and obviously, you can develop and choose what you like in this list, and you don't have to spend $1,000 on all this stuff. Just start slowly. I remember several years back when I started, I first bought that lighting kit, and then I bought this, and then I got a good deal on a really good camera, and then I bought a mic, and now I have a boom arm and a pop filter and all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa, where did I get all this stuff?
Yeah, we didn't even mention pop filters.
And it just has slowly accumulated. So don't feel like you have to spend all this money up front. Focus on the things that are going to generate you revenue. And everyone's revenue generating plan is different. So I can't necessarily tell you what to do. Only you can do that. Only you can grow your business. Jonathan, any final words, man, before we wrap up this awesome Christmas and New Year's episode?
I do have one question.
A question?
What time does Sean Connery get to Wimbledon?
Oh gosh, I'm nervous about this. What time? Ask it again.
What time does Sean Connery get to Wimbledon?
Your guess is as good as mine.
10ish.
That is awful. We'll leave you guys on that. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry
folks.
Christmas, everyone.
See you in 2018. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to call your mother and tell that woman that you love her. And if you love the show almost as much, subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a sweet review. We're definitely not ashamed to blush. Now, go forward and implement what you learned from today's episode into your business. We cannot wait to personally hear your story of success and replicate it 1,000 times over.
Give me the mic, not down, go right down. I'm trying to sit it now, down, go right down. You trying to get it knocked down, go right down. And if you standing in my way, you gon' get knocked down.
How about the fact that Kendrick Lamar is playing at the college football championship at halftime?
Does that make the price of admission almost worth it?
Alabama, the Crimson Tide makes the price of admission.
That's
worth
very
it.
true.
But yeah, I mean, I think for some people maybe, but the tickets are already like $800 freaking dollars.
I don't understand how they increase them.
Because it's a corporate crap thing now.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's annoying. Very annoying. So, dude, big news, right? Redecorating the townhouse. That's been an adventure.
Yeah.
Studio's getting built up. But more importantly, Haley's like, dude, we gotta focus. We gotta get this kitchen done. And I got this guy, this contractor. He's not calling me back, dude. What? The guy, I literally went to the house, got the quote, or didn't get the quote, got what he needed to get the quote, and I ain't got a quote back since.
Have you tried to call him?
I've texted him 3 times.
Call that man. You know how much he loves to talk. We heard him the other day.
Dude, that guy.
He wouldn't let you off the phone.
That's probably why I have not called him. It was on and on and on.
Yeah, I know how those conversations go.
Brutal.
Well, bro, you need to call him because it's better him than me.
I was about to say, that's my quote option number 2, bro.
I don't be scraping no popcorn ceilings now.
God, this disaster.